Forget the stories you think you know, the powerful queen, the iron will. That's not the whole picture. I'm not here to talk about crowns. I'm here as a ghost, a warning. And this is my confession. It's the story of how ambition, a fire I welcomed with open arms, ended up burning my soul to nothing.
Let's start at my end, shall we? In the dark, with these words just echoing. This isn't poetry. This is the sound of a mind breaking under the weight of guilt. It's me trying to wash away a stain that was never really on my hands, but was seared onto my soul forever.
So, that's the real question, isn't it? The one that haunts me now. I was the architect of our rise to power. My will was made of steel. So how did that steel not just bend, but shatter into a million pieces? Come on, let's trace it back. Let's see how it all went so wrong.
It all started with a letter. It's funny, isn't it? A single piece of paper. A prophecy from 3 strange women, promising my husband he'd be king. But I didn't see it as destiny, oh no. I saw it as an opportunity. A door had just opened, and I was determined to kick it down.
I knew what this would take. I wasn't a fool. I literally called on darkness to hollow me out, to strip away all my compassion, all my humanity. I thought kindness was a weakness, a liability we couldn't afford. What a terrible, fatal mistake that was.
While my husband was off in a corner, agonizing over morality and the afterlife, my mind was crystal clear. This wasn't a moral dilemma. It was a logistics problem, a to-do list. Drug the guards. Macbeth uses their daggers, smear the blood to frame them. It was cold, calculated, and I thought, absolutely perfect.
So after the event, Macbeth was a wreck, a total mess, terrified, lost. Me? I was the steady hand. I had to be. I took the daggers from him, finished the job by framing the guards, and I actually scolded him for being so weak. I told him a little water clears us of this deed. I truly believed it could be that simple. And right here, this tells you everything. This is my entire journey in 2 sentences. I started with this breathtaking arrogance, believing a mortal sin could just be washed away like dirt. And I ended with this awful, eternal truth, that all the perfumes in the world couldn't cover the stench of what I'd done. That's the distance my soul traveled, right there. Once Macbeth was king, he started to change. He grew comfortable with being a tyrant. And he didn't need me anymore. He planned to murder Banquo all by himself, shutting me out completely. Be innocent of the knowledge, he told me. He was my partner in crime, and suddenly, I was cut off. And in that quiet, that isolation, that's when the guilt started to get really loud. You have to see, this wasn't like a switch just flipped. My breakdown was a slow burn. It was a gradual descent. In the beginning, I was the strategist, the one pulling the strings. Then I became the manager, cleaning up messes. But as my influence on him disappeared, so did my control over myself. Until, finally, a total collapse. And so we're back where we started. My final scene, the sleepwalking. This is when my private hell became a public spectacle, even though I had no idea. Everything I had locked away during the day, the blood, the horror, the guilt, it all came flooding out when my guard was down in the dead of night. The doctor who watched me, he saw it. He knew exactly what was wrong. He understood that my sickness wasn't in my body. It was in my soul. He basically said I needed a priest, not a physician. My mind wasn't diseased. It was poisoned by my own actions. In my madness, my soul started speaking in symbols. The blood I kept seeing was the guilt I could never escape. The reason I couldn't sleep? Well, we murdered sleep when we murdered Duncan. It represented the peace I'd lost forever. And the darkness, the very thing I'd invited in to make me cruel, it became my prison. After all of it, all the ambition, the plotting, the blood, what did we leave behind? Not a dynasty, not a legacy of greatness. We're remembered as a dead butcher and his fiend-like queen. That's it. A nasty little footnote in Scotland's history. That was it. That was my whole story's arc. I wanted so badly to be a queen who mattered. Instead, I became a fiend, a monster in a cautionary tale. The crown I craved so much just ended up branding me as a villain for all time. So I'll leave you with the one question that echoes in my eternity. Was my ambition the real sin,
Or was it my arrogant belief that I could just surgically remove my own conscience, my own humanity, and feel nothing? It's a lesson I learned far too late. And as a ghost, I can tell you, some stains never ever wash out.